What's going on? Welcome to the first UTC Real Estate Club podcast. We got Nick Galbreath here and Tim Stone.
Yep, how's it going?
It's going good.
Happy
man.
to be here.
Absolutely, and it's good that we're doing this to kind of promote the UTC Real Estate Club and further give some more value out there for students to connect professionals in the local Chattanooga area and more markets as well.
Is this your first podcast?
This is my first podcast, but I've watched many bigger podcasts.
Yeah, me too. This is my first one. I'm supposed to go on what was going to be my first podcast Monday night, but we're doing this one. What is it today? It's Thursday?
Yeah, today's Thursday.
Yeah, so
Awesome,
that guy didn't get my first podcast. He's going to be my second. Yeah, so you want to go ahead and talk about the club? I guess the club's been going for a little over a year now.
Yeah. I think it was 2019, October is when we started.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, how the kind of club started is my partner Chase and my friend Cole, we got together and just found out the idea about wholesaling, met a lot of local professionals, and we're like, dude, why don't we start a club as
we can do it.
And Chase was like, came to one night, he's like, dude, why don't we start a UTC Real Estate Club? And I was like, what? That sounds great. So I took upon the action and contacted Amy Hahn of the accounting in the business college, and we went from there.
Nice.
She directed us in the right direction, and we started talking to school officials, and Chase reached out to his internship over at Barry Hunt and got Steve Hunt in the mix, and he connected us with some of the local professionals in the area, some of the, I guess you say, ballers in the area.
Yeah, the big players.
But it's been going from there. We got a lot of students interested, and it's just figuring out ways to market to students so they realize what we're doing at UTC. And young Tim Stone over here has been really getting it and motivating me as well. And I think just the future's bright for this club and this university.
Yeah, so I wasn't there from day one, but I was there from the official day one.
Yeah.
So I didn't found the club, but I've been there since the beginning, so I'm excited to be a part of it as well.
Absolutely, man.
Yeah.
But I guess kind of give an outline of the UTC Real Estate Club since Corona started.
Yeah, let's just talk about the whole last year if you want to.
Yeah.
Like, how did the club start out? What were the meetings like? What kind of events did you do?
We had a big meeting at the beginning when Steve Hunt reached out to local professionals like Kim White, John Clark. Steve was obviously there. We had Ben Pitts from Herman Waldorf. We had Lisa Brown from Keller Williams. We had Todd McCain from a local title company in the area. I can't remember right now. Russell Elliott from Point Real Estate. And it was just an amazing event where they literally just poured the hearts out of how they got started and what they're doing now and how they can bring value to us. And obviously getting our students in there to add value to them any way possible. Just willing to learn. And then we had a few networking meetings.
Yeah.
Across
those
the semester.
Are always fun.
Yeah. Well, we got to hear some amazing stories from like Jeffrey Holst, John Stewart, Gil Milton from Krylac at Signal Mountain, and just so many amazing people. And we've just been able to grow a network and bring value to local professionals and also foster those relationships and keep on growing. Mm-hmm. But
that's been a big thing is the professionals in the area really getting involved.
Absolutely.
So like myself as the what's my external affairs chairman?
Yes,
like
sir.
my job is just to network with the professionals and get them to come. Mm-hmm. And I'd say probably close to 80% of the people I reached out to wanted to get involved with the club. Mm-hmm. And then the other 20% I just couldn't get a hold of them.
Yeah.
Like almost everyone just wanted to come in and pour into the club and just be involved with UTC because a lot of the people in the area did go to UTC and they've told us they wish this thing existed when they were in college, so they're really proud of us and they love to pour into it. So we're getting some great connections and like free advice, and they're taking us out to their job sites and they're letting us see the whole thing, and you know that's an experience you can't get everywhere.
Absolutely, and seeing different perspectives of those professionals in their niche, what they're good at and what their career is, and kind of seeing that from a big scale, kind of being like me and you, just starting off, seeing the residential investing, the commercial sales, residential sales, the legal side of it, the multifamily side of it, and many more.
We've had everything. We had mortgage lenders and like loan originators.
Yeah.
And we've had some appraisers come, I think, maybe. Wholesalers, everything.
absolutely. And it's almost it's so much information. You're like, where do I go from here?
Uh-huh.
You know, so just taking those baby steps and just reaching out to as many professionals as can, seeing where me and you take off, and also all the students and members that are interested in real estate that are growing their education and reaching out to professionals as well.
Yeah, and that's a big thing with the wide reach of people that we've had get involved. No matter what you want to do in real estate, we've got someone that you're able to get connected with.
Absolutely.
Because I don't know exactly how many, but do you know how many people in the club had no job at the beginning of last year and now have a job in real estate that just happened through this whole process of building the club? Like,
I would say
it's almost the whole board.
Yeah, I would say 5 to 10 people.
Yeah, they've gotten a job. Like, so you're working with Philip. Sarah's working with Second Story Properties. Damien's doing building. I'm working on buying multifamily. We've got like Chase is working with you. Is Cole working with you too?
So yeah, Cole was working with us, but he's going down a different path right now. But yeah, man. I mean, kind of what I guess I'll start off with. What I've been doing recently is just kind of identifying opportunities in the Chattanooga market, and we'll start reaching out to the North Georgia market, and then also the Knoxville. And we're doing mostly single families, but also want to throw in some duplexes, quadplexes, and that multifamily, because that's obviously my passion. Is I want to kind of go down that commercial real estate and get my license right now and continue to grow and go down that path, and I'm looking for opportunities in land too. So just kind of everything. Yeah. But it's fun, and it's just really cool to be in this kind of market where things are just going up, and we're seeing it because we're just aware and and being so grateful to have those connections to know what's going on. Yeah. It's just a really cool experience.
Right. And Chattanooga is the place to be if you want to do real estate, because there's not many places in the country right now where you can get cash flow and just stupid appreciation. like I mean, people are buying houses and they'll put 20 grand into it, and then after the refinance they got like $100,000 in equity, and it's just crazy. Like, it's a great place to be and connected in.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. But yeah, it's been an amazing experience this past year and a half, and we're looking to just continue to grow the club to, obviously the Chattanooga market, but also all over the United States, to just kind of, when students leave here, they can connect with somebody. We've made the connection. Let's say somebody wants to move to Colorado. They can call somebody and say, hey, I'm coming in the market. How can I bring value to you? And what that person does, and kind of give them, I've really noticed, like, kind of reach out to somebody and say, how can I bring value to you? Kind of identify something that you can help them out with, so they don't have, I guess, trouble decision-making of what you can do. I guess, does that make sense?
Yeah, and having the direct connections here through the club is sort of helping a lot of us figure out how we can provide value.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But, yeah, man, just continue to grow and bring on. That's been also the situation too, Tim. Is what we've realized in the past year is kind of been making it like a book. Like John Clark, I reached out to him. He's like, I think the best way to do this is kind of make it like a book. Just continue going down and having the resources for when a member joins a club, they can kind of go back to chapter 1 and learn that. Or we have meetings. It's kind of that wraparound effect that we're really working on right now, but making sure that we video record everything and
just document the whole process.
Absolutely.
Just everything we're doing. I mean, you can go back and watch it if we want to. If people missed out on it, like say a new freshman comes in this year, he can go watch, or he or she can go watch the videos and experience everything that we experienced. And that's a big thing with this podcast right now. We're just trying to let everyone know what's been going on in the past, what's going on now, and keep them connected. 10 years from now, we can go back and watch this. And
Absolutely.
With those crazy kids with their real estate club.
Yeah. And I know me and you will still be involved in the UTC Real Estate Club, coming back and just doing as much as we can for this club and the university at a whole. But it's been really cool just reaching out professionals and just them really appreciating what we're doing here and the opportunities that lie ahead and the future that lies ahead and all the value we can bring to students and just the university. But, I mean, we couldn't get here by ourselves. Obviously, the faculty at UTC really helped us out, like Dr. Holtauer, Amy Hahn, Dr. Brockman. He's not here anymore, but he moved to a different university, and Adam Wolcott. I mean, it's just been a really cool experience reaching out to them, and that's
been great. Like, everybody just wants to help, and, you know, using their help has pushed us, like, way further than we could have done ourselves, for sure.
And that's all all it takes is to reach out to a faculty member or somebody that you can connect to really start something that has the potential as like the UTC Real Estate Club, where any student can have a little interest or not know what it is and come to the club and be like, wow, this could be something that's in my future, you know? That's the coolest experience is people just learning and then getting an opportunity like the members we've had that have gotten amazing opportunities in Chattanooga today, and just seeing the excitement and drive of those students just to continue to grow and learn and bring value to anybody.
Yep, that's the whole goal.
Absolutely, man.
Yeah.
But I guess kind of the outline that we see ourselves now, we're kind of doing due diligence phase right now of just kind of walking through a deal. And we've kind of planned something out on your deal that you just bought. Do you want to tell the listeners about what you're doing?
Yeah, so me and my partners that I didn't get connected to them through the real estate club, but being involved in the real estate club was definitely a big thing that led up to it.
Opened your eyes.
Opened my eyes, showed me what I could do, and gave me the knowledge to make me the right person for the right job. So me and my partners closed on 48 units here in Chattanooga for a little under $3.5 million. It's a neighborhood of 24 duplexes. It's a pretty sweet little deal. Nick's been out to look at it. But we got 11 vacancies when we took it over, so we're going through a lot of renovations. We're raising the rents. It's been poorly managed over the years, so there's a lot going on, and we're going to try to get the club out there maybe even a few times just to see the process. And it's big multifamily sort of at the same time, but it's also small residential just because they're little duplexes. So we can get a lot of both sides just by everything that I got going on a daily basis. I'm out there, the full-time property manager. So there's a lot to learn. I've got a lot to learn, but I also have a lot I can teach. So we'll just bring everyone along to learn with me.
There's always something to learn.
Yeah, and I've been trying to keep up with making videos as I'm doing things and posting them on Instagram and sharing them with the club. But
and that's the, I guess, the obstacle that we're facing right now is just kind of making sure we're documenting all this and really just reaching out to everybody of what we're doing and how, you know, a student can do this at their university. And that'd be a big goal, is to connect with other real estate clubs like Auburn and different things like that, and just travel and go see projects and really get the national view of everything. I mean, that's just
there's no limit to how big we can go with this, especially if you're bringing immense value to everyone that's involved. You know, why not go across the country? Why not make it a big deal?
Absolutely. Yeah. Awesome, man. Well, I guess just tying into what should we go into? Just
we can go into anything. We got a lot going on. Well, let's talk about what are the next steps with the club, because you're graduating in the next year, and then you're wanting to set this club up to move on and sort of just become its own thing, self-sufficient, and keep going. How are you setting up the structure of the club for it to keep going? You know, someone else to step in and
absolutely,
and not have to restructure everything and make it a.
Yeah, man, I think that just kind of starts with just new members getting interest in coming into the club. And we obviously got some great leaders right now on the executive board that have helped this process and helped the growth of this club so much. I guess the future outlook would be kind of getting more at an advisor standpoint of the club and just continue to foster and grow this, let's say, last semester to getting a new person in, I guess, my position as president. Or having, you know, two people that can collaborate on ideas and make the best direction for the club, and also setting those foundations of internal and external vice president, always somebody reaching out, making new connections, and internal, making sure all the members are aware of the resources and connections they can reach out to right now and get something started, and just everything crazy going on like the corona. It's really hard to see there's opportunity like every day, and
for sure.
And being like you can't go out to restaurants, and I know it's a lot less easy, a lot less tension in Chattanooga to go out to places and stuff like that, whether it's like Colorado or some other big city.
Yeah, full total lockdown.
Yeah, it's just like you can't go anywhere, but there's still,
you can look at the bright side for sure.
Yeah, and there's still opportunity, whether it be in Facebook groups, webinars. What was that app that you showed me?
Clubhouse.
Yeah. That's a cool app Tim just showed me.
I mean, so I mentioned earlier the podcast that I got invited to that we're filming Monday night. There's just a guy I met on Clubhouse, and we were just talking. I was telling my story about the 48 units I'm managing and how I'm 20 years old, blah, blah, blah. Talked about the real estate club a little bit. And he's like, man, I don't think it was him. If someone was like, man, like that'd be a good podcast story. And he's like, yeah, it would. And I said, I've never been on a podcast. And he's like, let me get your email. He invited me to the podcast. So Clubhouse has been great for connections. I've hosted a few rooms on there and had a lot of people join and just chat. Like you're just having a conversation like we are right now, but it can be someone you've never met that lives across the country and they've got $250 million in real estate, and you're just connected to them through your phone. It's a pretty awesome thing,
amazing opportunity for somebody like that to just get on an app and you can just talk to them right then and there. It's just crazy. I mean, just like these hidden opportunities are everywhere, and it's just taking the time to network and just make those connections for those things to kind of happen organically. But kind of going back to the club structure of the external and the internal. External having connecting with members of the possibilities out there and those opportunities, and the internal really just creating a foundation at UTC and also informing members about opportunities that lie ahead. And that's kind of the structure I see right now, and I'd love to hear your thoughts on it too, of what we can do and what we can do to get this together, because it's a team effort to do the best thing we can do.
I mean, I love the idea of sort of having a process and maybe in a way that it can be replicated throughout the years.
Yeah.
So like we've got a week of residential, a week of commercial, a week of mortgages, a week of underwriting or due diligence, and sort of just set it up to where we can learn about this topic every year, but it's not the same thing. So when people are coming in that have never learned anything about real estate, they're able to be engaged. But the people that have been here since the beginning are not being bored by learning the same thing, every week for their 4 or 5 years here in college. So, I mean, it's been a challenge. We've had a lot of meetings, and we're sort of getting in the right direction, getting some traction. So I'd love to just, set the momentum and be able to something that can be replicated and providing value for years to come after we're done.
Absolutely. I mean, just how much information we've absorbed over this last year.
Yeah, it's been 1 year. It feels like it's been forever.
It's just like, whoa.
Like I was just a little freshman a year ago. And
it's like
here we are.
It's the only thing we can talk about now these days. You know, just what new things we're learning and new opportunities that lie ahead. And that's the really cool thing. Just kind of us getting started off, like me, Chase, and Cole, but now just me and Chase now is. We're just going, talking to sellers, single-family homeowners, and just talking to them, or it might be absentee owners, and just talking to them, adding value, and seeing what kind of situation they're in. And then just easy as putting the house under contract, but making sure all parties are willing to do this, and we'll just kind of assign those rights to another buyer, and in the future, eventually buy those properties, and continue to grow that, and also buy multifamilies and all different kinds of stuff. But it's taking steps. What did we hear that quote from? I was talking to Marcus, and he was like, the best thing to do is work on something for 10 years, really grow that, and become an expert at it, and then go from there. And we always want to just kind of lightening ahead because we know, so much of opportunities now.
Yeah.
And we can do that, but also just taking the time to build that brand and continue to kind of work in
one direction.
Yeah, work in one direction.
Yeah.
And I think that's been the hardest challenge for me is because, let's say, single families and also see multifamilies and commercial real estate is what I want to be, but it'll take time to get there. But try to move around full-time students now with me and you, and I guess full-time real estate specialist, I guess you call us. But yeah, man.
That's sort of how I've been over the last year. This summer I tried to start wholesaling, and I was like, well, let's buy a single family. Let's fix and flip. Let's do some burrs, and then multifamily. I was looking for duplexes. I had a list of every neighborhood that was all duplexes in Hamilton County.
Yeah.
I would find the people that owned more than 2 of them.
Yeah.
I would handwrite them a letter, and I was sending out 50 letters a week, and and then finally this 48 unit multifamily deal came across us, and we were like, let's go on this. And now that we own it and we have a vision for the property and everything, I'm thinking multifamily is going to be my my straight path for the next 10 years, become an expert at it, because I really feel like that's where I can bring the most value. Mm-hmm. Just in the management side, because when we took it over, it was just being so poorly managed, and I have no management experience. I'm 20 years old, but it kind of seems easy. It sounds crazy to say that, but managing 50-ish units is actually
just being a people,
way easier than it seems. Yeah.
Yeah, just being a people person, just reaching out and seeing how you guys can work together to really just turn this project around and continue to go down the vision that you guys have for it.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, that's just a really cool project, and I can't wait to take some students out there to show them around, and also Damien saying he's got going on East Main Street, and kind of the new construction aspect, and also the residential but bigger view of multifamily, but starting off with just a duplex and really just walking students through there and just continue to grow and give them resources like Bigger Pockets and all the other real estate podcasts that are out there.
Yeah, for sure.
But I think it just really comes down to is just the to just do it, just to go out there and network and make connections to open these opportunities, and just being people persons like us.
Yeah.
I think that's just I think anybody can be a people person if you just make the first step and just make that connection, whether it be on platforms like LinkedIn, just a phone call.
Instagram has been huge for me.
Absolutely.
Especially with Clubhouse. As I've been going on Clubhouse is really big with Instagram. You can just link your account to it.
Yeah.
So you'll be in a room talking to someone, you just click on their picture and you click on their Instagram and you're on their page.
Yeah.
So I've really been networking with Instagram a lot, and that's been a big thing. I've gone out to eat lunch with people I met on Instagram from Chattanooga.
Yeah.
And made these real connections, and then I see them at all these networking events and stuff. Instagram is the way to go for networking, because if you reach out to someone on the phone, they don't know what you look like, they don't know anything about you. But if someone messages you, you can just click on their profile and scroll through all their pictures and see everything about them. Especially if they got a lot of content, it makes you more of a person they can relate to. So I think Instagram is the number one networking tool for sure. It's been great.
I definitely agree with that. Yeah.
Kind
of. I guess our generation really adapts that Instagram, but also the professionals that are 20 years older than us, 10 years older than us, they're really starting to use that platform as well. There's just more platforms come up every day, like Clubhouse.
Yeah, all the time. I think Instagram is the way to go. No matter wherever you connect with people, connect with them on Instagram as well, and that's gonna be it's gonna be huge for business. In the long run, is what I'm thinking.
Absolutely. So I guess we can go into just kind of our 5-year goals, a year to 5-year goals, if you kind of want to dive into that and just kind of tell the listeners where you see yourself.
Yeah.
On the.
I think this camera just turned off. I'm gonna See if we can turn that back on. So we probably have a few minutes where we don't have Nick on the video if you're watching it. But we got it back
That's
going.
right. I'm a pretty ugly guy anyway.
Yeah. Nah. Yeah, so you want me to go first?
Yeah,
the
dude.
5-year
Just
goal?
dive into it.
Honestly, I'm hoping that me and my team, we can hit over 100 units in the next year and a half, 2 years. But personally, I want to start burring a couple single-family houses, maybe some duplexes in the next year, honestly. But I don't know. I don't know about 5 years. I got a pretty clear vision of my 2-year goal is for the team to be over 100 units and myself to, I don't know, 3 to 5 houses. But I know a lot of people are buying way more than 3 to 5 houses in 1 year. So, I don't know. I'm just sort of keeping my head down and grinding on this one deal I got. There's a lot of opportunity there and a lot of work to be done. But definitely the big thing is getting us over 100 units. And then once we get those managed and, cash flowing with where they need to be, like maybe buying another 100 units. Like in 100-unit packages, not just 50 here, 50 there, 20 here, whatnot. I want to get into like really big multifamily.
Yeah, it's kind of going bigger.
Oh yeah,
absolutely.
For sure. I mean, now that I see how it works, and I know the people that are in it, and it's just getting to the point where like that's the way to go for us. Like we can do it, might as well do it.
Absolutely. And I think something really cool is the financing and refinancing, acquisitions. Just anything that kind of goes around the financing of bigger multifamily real estate is we've had the opportunity to learn from Keith Melton over at Walker and Dunlop, just the investment banking side, which we didn't even know existed a year ago, and just kind of seeing those large government packages.
There's just so much power when you have that much scale.
Yeah.
And like I said, with like 50-ish units managing that, it's not as hard as you would think. And that's why you just go bigger.
Yeah.
Like, once it gets hard, then that's when you're doing what no one else wants to do. That's where the money is.
Yeah. I think a really good book that I read recently was I'm probably going to butcher this name. It's like Steve Schwartzenen or something like that, but he's the co-founder of Blackstone, and he really talks about the art of the big deal, of how much the same amount of work is just a bigger deal, and I think that's just a really cool way to approach things, because he would just go all invested into one thing he was doing and just do that to the best of his ability and just kind of grow from there. I read that book and it just kind of completely changed my mindset of going into real estate and looking at that as a big picture as well. And I mean, we've done, I believe, 9 deals so far, just wholesaling them. But getting, I'd say a goal for me in the next year would be getting the ownership feel of owning, whether it be a single family or a smaller multifamily or a bigger multifamily. I mean, I'm willing to talk to anybody, that. And I think my main strength is just calling people up and just adding value to them the best to that ability, and maybe, with any deals, and just kind of making an opportunity off of that, bring it to somebody that we know who's doing those type of deals. And once I get my license, I'll start kind of focusing in that land and multifamily place, but also just keep that the single family opportunity as well, to continue to grow that, because there's so much opportunity coming to Chattanooga in these next 5 years. I think it's going to be a completely different place. What's going on in Nashville and what's going on in Atlanta, and it kind of merging between the two.
I saw just a little infographic thing on Facebook the other day, and it was saying that Tennessee had the biggest growth in population over 2020, and then California and New York and states like that had the biggest the growth shrunk, they lost the most people. So people are moving to Tennessee and Texas in just waves. Yeah. And they're going to start hitting Nashville, Memphis, Chattanooga, and give it a few years, and it's going to be a different place. I've talked to people that grew up here, and they're saying 5 years ago you'd never go to Southside. Yeah. That was just not a place you would go, and now it's it's the place to be. Yeah. So things are changing quick, and get in while you can. That's all I can say. The best time to buy real estate always has been right now.
Yeah.
Whatever time you're thinking about buying it has always been the best time to buy real estate historically. It could crash and it could go down forever, but it never has. Historically, it's always been going up.
Mm-hmm. People always need a place to live.
Mm-hmm. And they're not making more land.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's a great way to look at it, Tim, is just, land's gone when it's gone.
Right.
That's just what's so fascinating about just the opportunities that lie within Chattanooga and North Georgia and everywhere near. It's just there's so much going on, and people are moving to Tennessee because, yes, there's no income tax, but also there's articles being released of people moving from New York to Nashville moving to Chattanooga. But there's also just all this outside, too, from, like, California and different things like that.
I've met a few people in the last month that are moving here from Vegas or have already moved here from Vegas.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of people are moving from California to Vegas. So then the people that did that 10 years ago are now moving to Tennessee. So it's just almost like a cycle. Like people pour in every 10 years and then move into a new place.
Yeah.
And, just stay down where you're at and hold on to your real estate.
Yeah. And this might be, I've heard this from a partner of mine. I don't know if it's true whether or not, but I think home sales increased 15% from last year.
And like the value?
Yeah, the value. The value of homes.
I know the volume 15%. Went way down.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's I want to say, I went to a meetup a couple weeks ago, and there was, she was the president of the Chattanooga Realtor Association. She was talking about a lot of data.
Yeah.
And she said there's 1,200 homes on the MLS, and there's 2,400 realtors in Chattanooga.
It's crazy. And then we've had the opportunity just to network with the high performers that have most of those listings. And it's just really cool just to kind of just be in conversation with them and just see how they introduce themselves, see how they talk, and see what their mindset really is, and just
what is it that makes them successful?
What does it make them successful? And it's so cool to have experience with that and just really just have experience and have encounters with those types of people, because my life's been changed from those experiences.
Absolutely, the same here.
Yeah, how I think and the scale that this kind of animal minds. I heard this. I was listening to Bigger Pockets podcast. It was focused on the $10,000 an hour, something like that. But it really, in the episode, it talks about who, not how.
Yeah.
It's like, don't ask yourself, how do I do this? Maybe that's a good thing to kind of start off with. But who knows how to do this, where I can go bring value to and just kind of learn from them. And that changed my mindset yesterday of just kind of looking at things and the scalability that you can bring yourself up to, and it's kind of taking those slow steps. But if you ask yourself who, not how, you can be in lightning speed of where you see yourself in the future. And it's it said focus more on the future where you see yourself than if you have that future goal.
Right, the growth mindset.
Yeah, the growth mindset of where you see what do you see yourself in the future? Okay, what do I need to do now to get myself in that future? How many connections do I need to make? What do I what's the best use of my time to get to that to get to your goals? And I think just accomplishing goals, setting weekly goals and daily goals are a goal for this to start a podcast.
Yeah.
And I'm so excited to see where this takes us. And,
for sure.
How many people we can make connections with, whether it be locally or nationally, of who can we bring on the podcast and just bring more value to our members and those professionals.
Yeah, and I wanted to talk about when you were talking about the growth mindset, just changing your mindset on what you can achieve.
Yeah.
Because if you would have asked me in high school, my plan was to get my real estate license, not even to go to college, to get my real estate license, sell a bunch of houses, buy some Airbnbs, and that was my only goal. And now you just a few minutes ago you asked me what's my 5-year goal, and I said, well, I want to have 100 units 2 years from now.
Yeah.
So 2 years ago, if you asked me my 5-year goal, I was like, I want to be a realtor and I want to buy Airbnbs. Now I'm talking about buying 100 units in half that time, and it's all about getting around the right people that are doing bigger things than you. You never want to be the smartest person in the room, just because there's always someone you can learn from, and just go bigger than what you ever imagined.
Yeah, and just I heard this point from a good friend of mine is the curiosity is so important. Just being curious about how things work, and I think that's how the UTC Real Estate Club started was just curious. Is like, where could this lead to?
Right.
What are the opportunities that lie ahead, and just how things work, like in real estate.
Like we had no idea what we're doing. Let's talk to people that know what they're doing. People that are doing a great job.
Yeah. And that's just been the most exciting adrenaline pumping experiences that I've had in my life so far. And I guess so. Let's take the listeners back to where'd you grow up? How did you grow up? What did your parents do? Kind of that, because you said that you were thinking about being a real estate agent, and not going to college. Like, how did that all start?
Yeah, so I grew up in Blue Ridge, Georgia, which is very much a vacation town. Yeah. So my dad owned a vacation rental business for, I think, 11 years. And he ended up selling it, and he was buying Airbnbs. So that's where that came from. And in my mind, the quickest way to do that was just selling real estate. Because I see all these realtors around town, and they're like making $1 million a year, it seemed like. And I was like, well, I can do that. I met a guy at, because I started a real estate photography business sort of off the back of my dad's vacation rental business. Yeah. And then I was networking with realtors, going to, different events. They had a parade of homes. So I was talking to this guy, and he'd been a realtor for 6 months, or he had his license for 6 months, and he had already made $80,000. And I was like, this is what I'm gonna do. Like, I'm gonna do whatever this guy did. I'm gonna work with him. And start making money as quick as possible to buy real estate. And then I got into the Rollins Scholars Scholarship Program here at UTC, and I was like, well, that's kind of a no-brainer. It's sort of a big deal. So I came here, and probably my first week, I was meeting with an advisor, and she told me that there was some dudes putting together a real estate club, and you should look into that. So I got connected with you and plugged into the real estate club, and it just changed my mindset. I was like, yeah, I need to buy real estate. Like, there's all these people buying real estate, and they're not even using their own money. Like, I don't have to, give up everything and grind for 2 years to save the cash to buy houses. Like, I could just find the house, and then the money comes. Yeah, like that completely changed my mindset. Yeah.
Just find the deal. It's all about the deal.
It's all about finding the deal. You either have the deal or you have the money. So if someone has money, they probably don't have the time to look for the deal. Yeah. So that completely changed my mindset. But then I sort of got connected with people that had the money. So now the deals are coming to me anyway. So it's sort of backwards of what I originally thought I was going to be doing, 10 months ago. But that's where I'm at. I got to, some really connected people that are, using their connections to bring stuff our way and use me to make the money for them. It's been great, and I love it.
Yeah, man. Yeah. It's awesome. Yeah. But I guess kind of diving into my backstory is I'm from Franklin, Tennessee. Went to Franklin High School and played a lot of sports. Did wrestled in high school. I was a little troublemaker. Yeah. I think that's in all of us. People that gonna have that. Just always like being curious and taking risks and stuff like that. I was a little troublemaker, but I wrestled a lot in high school, and I think that changed my mindset. Just what is the possibilities that you can either do with your body or your mindset, because it's such a mindset sport, and just so just so bashing. Like it's such a mental game, and I think that completely changed my just how I think. And I got to college and joined I came here with three or four friends to just play rugby at UTC. It was either between Knoxville and Chattanooga. And I know if I went to Knoxville, I'd be a little partier like I was in high school. Yeah. When I got to Chattanooga, I started playing rugby, and I was like, I just got to meet more people in this, because it was a smaller team, and I was meeting a lot of great guys, and I was just like, got to meet more people. So I started rushing. I rushed my freshman fall semester and found the fraternity Pike, and I just really got to experience and grow with a lot of young gentlemen that wanted something better for themselves and wanted to grow something. And I think those were the foundation principles that kind of led us to where we are now. It's kind of just talking with each other, seeing each other's interests, and just growing something, and just taking something and running with it, but also having the ability to educate new members that come in the fraternity. I was new member educator for this past 2 years, and that was an amazing experience to see 40 to 50 young guys come in and just really have an effect on their lives, and really just teach them principles that I've learned over the 4 years I've been here. It flies by quick, but
yeah.
Just having the opportunity to get to know about their lives and get to know about what they're passionate about, and just kind of say, okay, and just kind of transfer to that growth mindset, and a good example, John Wayne, what that kid came in, when I was talking to him at a Rush event, he was just like, yeah, man, I used to run my own coffee shop, and that's what I want to do. I want to grow a coffee shop, and we just got him introduced to the real estate club, and he's been super into stocks and just finance, and now he's talking about financing and refinancing of single-family homes and bigger projects. He called me yesterday. He's like, "Hey, man, this guy wants to buy a $60 million new development multifamily," and he's like, "I'm talking to him, and they want to go ahead and do this acquisition as quick as possible." And like just him starting right here, and junior year now, bringing that, it's just like, whoa, what just happened?
From 0 to 60 million.
Yeah, and I think that's been just super cool, is just giving and it coming back. That constant circle, and I think that's what life's just really all about, is give as much as you can and not expect anything come back, but if it does, I mean, it's just an amazing feeling. I think those are some principles that me and you both have taken away from just this past year and a half of that's just an amazing experience.
Yeah. Well, I think we're about ready to wrap up. We've been going for quite a while.
Yeah, we've been.
We were supposed to be out of this room 5 minutes ago.
But I guess just leaving out to our listeners is we're going to be doing this, whether it be bi-weekly, monthly, or just when
we'll get around to it when we can. For sure, it's fun.
We definitely want to set a standard, just continue to do this and continue to put ourselves in these uncomfortable situations of making a podcast, but just continue to add value. And I love this, man. I love starting this and continue to grow. But I'm Nick Galbreath, and
yep, Tim Stone. Look us up on Instagram. Just Nick Galbreath, Tim Stone. You'll find us.
Yeah, and the UTC Real Estate Club.
Yeah, follow the UTC Real Estate Club on Instagram, and we're gonna hopefully post a lot more content than we have been on there, especially since a lot of things are gonna have to be virtual for a little bit. So, that's the main reason we're doing this podcast. We would just have an in-person event, but we wanted to get something out there for you guys to do from home.
Absolutely, man. Just accelerate our reach to people that might not have never come to the event, where they can just listen to podcasts now these days. And
right, someone might be listening from across the country, and there's no way they could get to an event. So you just got to put it out there. If you don't put it out there, and no one will ever know.
Absolutely, new experiences. But
all right,
awesome.
Yeah,
thanks for listening.
Yeah, thanks for listening.